Naam, karibu sana. This is Politics Today. Hapa Science TV. Hapa tunachapa siasa. My name is Jonah Simba and my sign language interpreter is Gideon Maina. Tuko na mgeni. We have a guest with us to discuss the issues that are happening in Kenya right now. Hey, Mheshimiwa. Should I call you Mheshimiwa?
An observer.
Hey. No, you can't be an observer. Your name is Aaron Green.
Yes.
Very active in maneno za carbon credit. Is it by coincidence or any nickname?
It's just it's a coincidence in the passion area.
Okay.
Yes.
It's like no, jinx is the opposite way. The blessing of a name going the other way.
Sure, it could be. It could be.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell me, what do you do?
Yeah.
Are you Secretary General, member somewhere or something like that?
I'm in the community.
Okay.
I do a lot in the community. I do a lot of advocacy and program implementation on climate action.
Right.
Programs within informal settlements in Nairobi, with a lot of focus in Kibera. Yes, I also do a lot of work for workers in the Petroleum and Oil Workers Union.
Petroleum and Oil Workers Union.
Yes, with a focus on what is called the just transition, which focuses on what is called the transfer or the change or the paradigm shift from fossil fuel into clean energy or the renewables. So our focus is to see how we can safeguard the rights of workers who are in this industry as this transition is there, so that they don't lose jobs, but they can transit into the new job market and the economy.
You've heard of one Elon Musk?
Yes.
He's the innovator, or is it inventor of that electric vehicle manenos?
You know, when you talk about innovation and in the invention, it's very dynamic. We can see that this has been there, but now in this era, he is the one who is coming out strongly or prominently as somebody who's brought in something that people can see and is more usable and helping the world to embrace the new paradigm in terms of renewables, vehicles that are using clean energy.
Okay. And when you say new era, you mean 21st century?
In this, I'm talking from the background of environmental issues that we're talking about today.
Right.
And this era is where we're pushing so much into clean energy. We're advocating, the world wants to go green. Yes, that is the new era that I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yes.
We've never had a time when Kenyans were so keen on international issues like now. It's amazing that we are bringing in electric trains from the US. Is it electric vehicles or trains?
Electric vehicles.
Which company is this? Could you be knowing the name? There is a particular company.
Yes, the e-mobility is doing so much work.
Okay.
And also the hail cabs like Uber also bring those vehicles that are using electricity.
Okay.
So far the market is growing, and more. We cannot say that it's only one company. There's so many companies that could be that the opportunity to bring in mass hasn't actualized for them. But in sense, it's only mobility that has come out prominently. That's what people are seeing. But other companies are also in the market, but with a very thin spread.
But then one would ask, is there money in clean energy? I mean, when these electric vehicles come in, petroleum, you said you're working with petroleum oil, something?
I do some
Will they
work.
be pushed out of business? Is someone afraid that with clean energy they are going to be out of business?
Definitely. There's going to be a serious change in the world of work. Okay. Since fossil fuel has been an enabler and a driver of economies world over. So when we move away, or we push for moving away from fossil fuel into clean energy, all the renewables, definitely work is going to be disrupted. So this means that there are people who are going to lose jobs because they don't have the latest skill sets to enable them to transit into this. There are those who are going to be purely redundant because they are not able to learn more skills because of the age brackets. What we are championing for as part of climate justice in the work arena, in the labor aspect, is what is called just transition. Just transition here is a concept where we want that when the world is moving into renewables, opportunities in terms of decent work are not lost, but they should be safeguarded. In this context, we push that if we're going to move, let's not let the people that are already in this industry be involved. Let their capacities be enhanced in terms of skill sets. Let the empowerment be up to par so that they can transit meaningfully without losing their livelihoods.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. That now is the meaning of that just transition.
Yes, the just transition.
Okay. Doable?
Yeah, it's doable because right from the global north, that is the developing countries, it's something that is already in the pipeline. It's working, even though we won't lie to ourselves that fossil fuel will be moved out of the market.
So it's not as if we are going to have a shutdown of all
No,
the
it can't be a
stations.
shutdown. There's a lot of transition in this
Okay.
because it's something that is going to not seamless as such. They're going to be teething problems because of lack of understanding, lack of awareness, skill sets that are there for the economy, and maybe the personnel that are there. But still, there is the aspect of pushing into more better levels of fossil fuel, or the aspect of more refiner bits. Like you see now, they have vehicles that are using LPG, liquid petroleum gas.
Right.
Instead of just phasing out the diesel and petroleum, now they are much more better bits. So in the transition that we envisage, because of the reality that is there, it's going to take a lot of time, and we as the global south, it's going to be with us a little bit. Fossil fuels are going to be with us a little bit longer because of anticipatory skills development. And also government policies, and also part of African Union positions, and also the needs that we're having, and also the financial muscle to be able to acquire this kind of assets and gadgets that would really make us more comfortable in this new world.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. New York. There were demonstrations in New York.
Yeah, there was some kind
yes.
of the political angle.
Yes.
Yes.
Hapa tunachapa siasa. What's happening? For the first time, we are having people demonstrating against Kenya in a foreign land. Has it happened in history?
Demonstrations, and
I mean,
in this context,
I can't quite remember when, unless during the elections. I don't know when people really were from another country. These were Haitians, right?
Demonstrations against a country in another country are not things that are new in the world. They're always triggered by specific issues that may be residents of a country or migrants of a country that they feel they're aggrieved would always demonstrate in front of specifically embassies or consulars of countries that they feel is being involved or is in conspiracy of the kind of atrocity or the things that they feel are infringing on their rights.
Okay.
Yes.
So there were some people in New York.
Yes.
Speaking against the deployment of Kenyan security officer to Haiti.
Yes.
Were these Haitians? Were these Americans? Were these Kenyans? Who are these people?
So far, what we're having in the public domain from the media, that these were Haitians who were living in America,
Okay.
who were not happy with the the arrangement that Kenya would deploy police officers into Haiti to help in that kind of conflict that already is in Haiti. To them, they felt that they need to have homegrown solutions, and they need not to have international interference. And they were not so happy about the American government involving Kenya, because they felt that it is the American government and other countries that are really creating that mess, not allowing them to have their own solutions or their homegrown solutions.
Haiti, is it African? The people there are blacks, right?
Yes, Haiti is in the Caribbean, but the inhabitants or the Haitians themselves are people of African descent.
They don't speak English, they don't speak Swahili.
They don't, because this is a country.
Do they speak Luo or Kikuyu?
No, we don't understand. Maybe if we dig the history of the individuals, maybe from their forefathers, could be they would have come from maybe because the Africans, maybe Kenya, Uganda, or other parts. But so far, because they were colonized by the French, they speak predominantly French, and in every country. Equally, they have those ethnic aspects of them, which has not been brought into the fore from any research. But what we know is that they speak French
and some Creole,
yes,
Asian Creole.
Yes.
It's gonna be tough for these people, because I remember one time I went to one part of Rwanda, just across here, eastern Rwanda, and the people were speaking French and Kinyarwanda, and I had to rush to a hospital. To get somebody who could speak in English for me to be guided. So I'm imagining there won't be any hospital there where someone can speak to them, probably in a language that they understand.
That is the Kenyan police.
Yes. Or are they planning to carry interpreters? We are seeing a problem here. Yeah, communication issues. But have they left?
So far, there is an issue in court.
Okay.
And I think the court has given a position or some ruling regarding this process. But in the government arrangement, what they bring out is that those who will be deployed will first be empowered with the French language. That is, they'll be taught French. That will enable them communicate or help in breaking the language barrier in the event that they will be able to go to Haiti.
So there's no group that has left. There's been information that there's a team that has already landed in Haiti.
From where I sit, I would not say that I know much of any group that has been dispatched to Haiti, but what I know is that the court has got some kind of a hold by the courts that is looking into this process and looking at the constitutionalism of it, and also the rights and the process through which this is being done.
Okay, we are talking of 200 plus gangs, right?
Yes.
Militia gangs. Then you've heard of barbecue?
Yes.
Okay. Gonna be a tough terrain for our police officers.
For the time that Haiti has been experiencing lawlessness and also proliferation of youth gangs in the street and control of the economy, involvement in all malpractice in driving the economy, right from drugs, money laundering, and crime. I think it's not going to be easy for us as a country.
Okay.
Yes, but the government is exuding confidence and saying that they believe they have the skill set for the special forces that they'll be able to deploy there, that will be able to support this.
The worry and concern for many Kenyans, these are people probably we know. There may be an officer with a relative or something like that. So it is our people. Are you seeing a situation where what has been flying around Haiti Maitis? People are afraid. Yes. Are we going to lose our boys?
Yes, definitely. Nobody will always want to get straight into conflict.
Okay.
Yes. Even you as an individual, if you're not a specialist or you're a practitioner or that is what you work on. So equally, in as much as the officers are trained to do this work, they have kinsmen, that depend on them, and death is not something that any other person would really want to look into the eye. So it's something that we as a country and those of us who have their kinsmen in the forces really registering serious concerns and fears about this. And I think the government should really relook at this arrangement and find the best ways through an nonviolent way. And as much as we would want to contribute to peace in the world and also support other countries to help them have lasting peace in the conflict situations that they're experiencing, but we would really as a country want to have a much more non-violent way. From me as a person, I think what is happening in Haiti needs no more force, but there needs to be an indigenous solution to this this kind of situation.
Okay.
Yes.
We are talking of 1,000 people, right? 1,000 police officers.
Yes.
Yeah. Just in case anything happens, they would send another 1,000, right? So we are talking of people here. These are not just statistics. These are our people.
Yes.
But it's a good thing to contribute, right?
Yes.
To the international community.
Yes.
There is something happening in Congo. Yeah, elections are coming up.
Yes.
Yeah, MONUSCO. Congolese want them out. These people. It's like MONUC, United Nations of all the organizations. Congolese people are saying they want them out. What's happening?
You know, like it is said every now and then that
Right.
when you have an issue at your personal level, it is you who will be able to manage it easily for you to have the better outcomes. Countries like Congo have been in conflict for a longer time.
Yeah.
I think for the time, every time I realized myself as an individual, from the time I was born, it's been always conflict. And I think the Congolese are right. If these people have been here, been in DRC for the last 30, 40 years, yes,
I think 24 years.
and solutions are not there, then I think there needs to be a much
Initially they were MONUC, then they ended up becoming MONUSCO.
Yes, now there needs to be a homegrown solution to this.
Okay.
Yes, for us to have something much more better.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
and in as much as they want them go out, there are the communities who understand why they want them to go out. Maybe there could be atrocities, there could be human rights violations, there could be, if to them the perception that this is not giving them the right solution they're looking for, then at some point in certain lands it is also appropriate for them to ask for that.
Yeah, but obviously there's been this concern that Congo is not taking care of its borders. So in case MONUSCO gets out, then Rwanda may want to protect its side, and that means relation issues again, and Uganda also wanting to control their side, the borders. And of course, you don't want to talk about the plunder of the minerals in Congo, obviously.
Yes.
Is it that there are some people who don't want this peace so that this plunder can continue? Obviously, Rwanda and Uganda may have to protect their borders, and that's the worry when MONUSCO leaves.
Yeah, what happens is that in the Great Lakes region, DRC is a very wide geographic or boundary, which is very porous.
We have two Congos.
You have the Democratic Republic of Congo and then the Central African Republic on the other side, but DRC is just one.
Oh, okay. There's nothing like Congo Brazzaville.
Yeah, those don't. Those were in previous geographical arrangements. But today it's Democratic Republic of Congo. So where there's serious issues that focus for the UN. But now, because of the nature of geographical positioning and the porous borders that it has, and the number of the mineral resources that it has, there's a lot of interest in it, and there is need for the international community and for the African Union within the region, also the Great Lakes Union, to have concerted efforts to look at this kind of drivers of conflict, so that they can be looked at diplomatically to give some kind of solution to that country.
Okay, we are still on the international level. We'll soon come to our issues here.
Yes.
Hamas and Israel. What's happening? is it true what I hear that there were people who attacked some Israelis who were having party or something like that?
Yes, these are very complex situations because of the dynamic aspects involving this. Where things, when you have situations of conflict that are having issues of heritage, having issues of religion, having economic issues, they become so complex. So the issue that is there is it's multi-pronged dynamic that needs to be looked at differently, and also you look at the kind of parties involved in this kind of quagmire are very combatant, and there's serious issues of entitlement, and they believe that in whichever way they're going to win this battle. And there's a lot
obviously right now we are talking of over 2,000 dead, and no one is seeing the end of this war in sight. What triggered this? Is it that incident at the border?
This has been a very volatile area for a long time. They're talking about Israel and Palestine, the religious angles, there's economic angles, the Gaza Strip, and all those things, and religious entitlement of historical sites and that.
I mean, sorry, I'm cutting you short so much.
Yes.
Did you get this group that was celebrating at the border, and then there were people landing on parachutes, others on motorbikes, and it was like a terrorist attack? Is that what triggered this?
For me, I wouldn't use the word terrorist attack because that's something that needs to be quantified. But this has been just that for some time there's been a lull in this kind of a conflict between these two regions. Or these two neighbors, but it's something that it's every now and then. Sometimes maybe not being reported in the media prominently, like it's now taking attention of the whole globe. Yes, but it's something that is there. But very serious dynamics that needs international intervention, and I would say that's not going to be a very easy thing. But positions of regions like African Union, the Americans, the entities like UN Security Council need to have very, very stringent measures to be able to support in quelling this war with very little casualties from the public.
Okay.
Yes.
From where I sit, someone mentioned that from a source that actually some people came in, zoomed in, when there was a group that had gone to have fun, of a group of Israelis near the border, near the Gaza, and they were just having their fun, and then people came in, they zoomed in, some were on motorbikes, some landed on parachutes, they even took some children hostage, killed some people, and it was horrifying because all this was captured on social media, and this is what triggered all this mess.
Yeah, could be that was just the tip of the iceberg, but underlying issues we would not be knowing so well. But as this spans out with more of investigative efforts that are being put into that, and analysts around the world, I think eventually we'll be able to get some kind of a position on this. But so far, information that we're having more on social media is not verified, and we'd really want to have very verified information being passed across. But so far, we really just pray that there's going to be some sobriety around this, and those who really work towards this, and regions and the whole world should really come to support this country to have some lasting peace.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's come to our country before we go for the break.
Yes.
Wow, so much is happening.
Yes.
Yeah, Raila, the President Ruto visited Nyanza. Was that without Raila's welcoming, or?
With local politics, the dynamics are very different, and more so I'll tell you. With the Luo Nyanza politics in Raila's backyard, it's just a different thing, because the kind of following that has always been described as cultic following of Raila Odinga, and more so his ODM party. Yes, it's there's something that they talk about in those circles, that loyalty is paramount, and anybody who goes against Raila goes against them. Yes, so with the president's visit, yes, the development issues that we're discussing that the president was to bring, but the issue was that the way through this is being done is not coming to Raila. So if not coming through Raila, whom they believe gives direction, then it's not direction, it's not development to them.
Let's hold it there. We've touched so much on the international, now we are coming local. Viewers, this is Politics Today here on Science TV. See you after the break.